What if owning a firearm wasn't just about buying one, but passing strict rules first? In California, gun laws are some of the toughest in the entire U.S. From waiting periods to weapon bans, everything is tightly controlled. So before you even think about owning one, you need to know this. Make sure to subscribe for more powerful breakdowns like this. The buying process, not as simple as you think. Buying a firearm in California is not easy at all. You cannot simply enter a store and leave immediately. Strict laws ensure every purchase follows a controlled legal process. First, buyers must be at least 21 years old. This rule applies to almost all firearm types available. Next comes the firearm safety certificate requirement for buyers. Applicants must pass a written test about safety rules. The test ensures understanding of laws and safe handling practices. After that, a full background check is always required. Authorities carefully review criminal records and personal eligibility status. Mental health history is also considered during this review. Only qualified individuals are approved to proceed with purchases. Even approval does not mean immediate firearm possession allowed. A mandatory waiting period of 10 days is enforced. This delay is often called a cooling-off period. It aims to prevent impulsive decisions and violent outcomes. Buyers must remain patient throughout the entire legal process. Each step is designed to promote safety and accountability. Skipping any requirement can result in denial or penalties. Overall, strict compliance is essential for legal firearm ownership. Strict limits and registration rules. California enforces strict rules beyond just who can buy firearms. It also regulates how many firearms individuals can purchase. The state controls how frequently these purchases can occur. This adds another layer of restriction to gun ownership. One major rule is the 30-day purchase limit. Buyers can only purchase one handgun within 30 days. This law prevents rapid accumulation of multiple firearms quickly. Even eligible buyers must follow this strict purchase timeline. The same rule applies to many centerfire rifles too. This ensures consistency across different firearm categories and types. Buyers cannot bypass limits by switching between firearm types. Every purchase is tracked under this regulated time system. Another important requirement is mandatory firearm registration statewide. Each firearm must be officially recorded with state authorities. The Department of Justice manages all registration records carefully. This system ensures every firearm is linked to its owner. If you move into California, rules still apply strictly. New residents must declare firearms within 60 days of arrival. Failure to report can lead to serious legal consequences. This rule applies regardless of previous ownership in other states. Registration builds a detailed and organized tracking system overall. Authorities can identify ownership details quickly when needed legally. The system records purchase dates and ownership history accurately. This increases transparency in firearm ownership across the state. Law enforcement benefits from clear and accessible ownership records. These laws aim to reduce illegal firearm distribution risks. They also help prevent unauthorized transfers between individuals easily. Controlling numbers helps limit potential misuse of multiple firearms. Accountability remains a central goal of these regulations always. Overall, California maintains tight control over firearm flow statewide. Banned weapons and magazine restrictions. One of the most debated parts of California gun laws is weapon bans. These laws focus heavily on restricting certain firearm types. The term assault weapons is widely used in legislation. It refers to specific rifles with restricted features and designs. Many of these firearms are completely banned within the state. You cannot legally buy these weapons under current laws. Selling such firearms is also strictly prohibited across California. Manufacturing them within the state is not allowed either. These rules apply regardless of prior ownership intentions or purposes. Certain features also determine whether a firearm becomes restricted. These features may include grips, stocks, or other modifications. Even minor changes can affect a weapon's legal classification. Authorities carefully define what counts as an illegal configuration. Beyond weapons, accessories are also tightly regulated by law. Magazine capacity limits are one of the strictest rules. Any magazine holding more than 10 rounds is banned. This rule applies to most firearms used by civilians. Even legally owned guns must follow magazine restrictions strictly. Owners cannot attach prohibited magazines to otherwise legal firearms. This creates additional limitations for firearm owners across California. These laws aim to reduce high-volume shooting capabilities. Limiting ammunition capacity may reduce potential damage in incidents. Supporters believe these rules improve overall public safety levels. They argue fewer rounds mean less risk during violent situations. Critics strongly disagree with these restrictions and limitations. They believe such laws limit personal rights and freedoms. Some argue they do not effectively stop criminal activities. The debate around these laws continues across political discussions. Despite opinions, enforcement of these laws remains very strict. Ultimately, banned weapons and magazines are clearly not allowed. Carry laws, storage and who is banned. Carrying a firearm in California is strictly regulated by law. Authorities enforce detailed rules on firearm possession and usage. These laws apply to both residents and visitors alike. Open carry is generally prohibited in most public places. This rule applies whether the firearm is loaded or unloaded. People cannot openly display firearms in streets or parks. Violating open carry laws can result in serious penalties. Concealed carry is permitted but requires official authorization first. This authorization comes in the form of a CCW permit. Local authorities carefully review applications before issuing permits. Applicants must meet strict legal and safety requirements fully. Background checks are part of the CCW approval process. Training and proper documentation are often required for approval. Even with a permit, restrictions on locations still apply. Safe storage laws are another important part of regulations. Firearms must be stored securely when not in use. Locked containers or safes are required for proper storage. This reduces risks of theft or accidental misuse incidents. Special attention is required in homes with children present. Improper storage can lead to legal consequences for owners. Not everyone qualifies for legal firearm ownership in California. Felons are permanently banned from owning any firearms. Certain violent misdemeanors also lead to ownership restrictions. Mental health conditions may disqualify individuals from eligibility. Authorities assess risk factors before granting firearm access rights. Juvenile records can also affect future firearm ownership eligibility. Some individuals face restrictions until reaching 30 years old. These rules aim to reduce potential risks and dangers. Public safety remains the primary goal of these regulations. Overall, responsibility and compliance are essential for lawful ownership. California's gun laws are complex, strict, and constantly evolving. Whether you agree with them or not, one thing is clear, owning a firearm here comes with serious responsibility. So the real question is, do these laws make people safer, or just make ownership harder? Let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this.